YouTube Spivey. Yeah, man. Please subscribe show. YouTube Cole Spivey. Yeah, man.
I mean, I have to admit, like, Natalie Jones was pretty serious, and so she was already doing like 3 or 4 films, or on projects of doing 3 or 4 films, either as crew or as an actress or whatever. And she had been part of some really cool films that had come through that even I think made some Sundance attention. So she is kind of building and everything. I think she's still working now. She's still doing work. I think she even worked through all of COVID and stuff, even though it was like really hard to work. So Natalie was, I guess, kind of hinted that, well, you guys are just using a phone, So, I told Daniel, and Daniel was like, Natalie would be great. Natalie's cool. She did a horror film. This is all, it was all bouncing off the walls. And I was like, and he knew Natalie too, because he's been on set with Natalie before on another Texas film. I don't know if it was a horror film or not, because Daniel had done a lot of kind of like scary stuff, He always played kind of the creepy villain kind of thing, but Adair Martin wasn't necessarily a villain. He was this heroic character, but like he'd gone through like tragedy, like this. He's a tragic character, and I thought Daniel would be ideal. Still would even today, even if I got a lot of funding, I'd still probably try to get a hold of him. But so we were like, now we don't have anybody, to use. We were just kind of talking to you. Ryan was still aboard, and then Daniel was still, but we were like, well, Natalie's found out we were using a Samsung 8, and that's what we were really using. And she gave me a call and was kind of going, well, stuff is out of focus. And I don't know. I guess she was kind of, on a higher level, I guess you could say. But I don't like it to look at it that way. This is a really cool, like, little area right here in Carrollton. This is the trash dump up this way. I don't like to really look at it that way, though, I mean, even if, like, Bradley Cooper called me or something and said, hey, we're using this type of camera, blah, 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 and it's actually 35 millimeter film, and we've got all this blah, blah, I'd still be okay. I'd be like, oh, yeah, sure, Bradley, I heard a lot about you, sorry I said that thing on Facebook, I was just mad. I didn't really say anything on Facebook, I was joking. But I guess I was envious, but we get that way as performers. But I would be like, yeah, sure. And then if like let's say I did another series of films, like Joaquin Phoenix got a hold of me or something, or let's say Spielberg got a hold of me or something really happened, and it was like a big deal, I would still be okay later on in my career, even if I won an Oscar. What's this person doing right here? Oh, I don't know. That looked like a professional sign. I don't know. It looks like a company or something. And let's say I won an Oscar or something, and I was still big. And then someone said, "Hey, we're gonna shoot this film on this type of phone." I'd be like, "Cool." I'd be like, "So cool." But she liked the script. She read the script. She liked it. So I don't know. She was probably looking more for like a funding project, because at the time, some actors out there, even today, and probably even Natalie, they actually make a living doing it. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I mean, if you're an actor and you're out there today and you're actually making a living doing it, you got to be on genius level. This is like the Carrollton area. Also, one more thing I want to say. Also, if you're an actor and you're not making a living, like you're not making a financial living off acting, but you're still acting, you're probably a bigger genius. That's probably, there's some truth to that probably too. Now, this is where the vultures would hang out. Now, they always go by here, and sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. But regardless, this is where they hang out. Now, they're probably not there right now, but at night they will be. And this is the little power electric pole. Well, what are they, power stands? There's not a single vulture around. That squirrel right there is a genius. He just ran under 3 cars right there. The one that's on the, see him right there? That's a genius squirrel. He ran between 3 cars and made it. He stopped like really quick, like Tron, think of Tron. And then he it was like a half-second stop, not even a half second. And then he went a little bit forward. 1 car went over him and did not hit him at all. Then he stopped, and another car went over him, and then he kind of like jumped through the side wheel of the car, but he didn't get hit at all. So another car, I think it was like 3 cars, like went mirror, 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 and he went through all 3 cars and survived. And he's okay now. He jumped up the tree. Never seen anything like it. Now that could be like maybe one of Chuck's stories from the squirrel, you know, the children's story thing I was working on. Like Chuck is a character, a new character in the sequel, East Mid-City Boulevard Squirrels. And Chuck is a train rider, but his family was in aviation. He's a family of squirrels. I'm talking about a squirrel, like an animal that runs up trees. And Chuck basically has this whole experience of train riding. He can ride on trains and stuff. He's going to get the other squirrels out, which is Lucy, Timmy's the other one, and Lucy's actually pregnant at the time. And they get them on the train. They get them to another area because they're having problems with the peanut farm is being leveled. So they have to get to another area of town so they can find another peanut farm to live on. They live off peanuts. And this story, peanuts and acorns. But anyway, I thought that was cool seeing that squirrel do that. I was like, hey, maybe I could throw that in there. Maybe Chuck can have a story about how he dodged like 3 cars. But it starts on the original story with just Mid-Cities Boulevard Squirrels. And it starts with Nutty, the squirrel who's been hit by, he actually got hit by a car. And they have to scrape his body up and do a burial by an oak tree. I'm not joking about this. Now I'm telling you, that squirrel was dexterity level genius. I mean, 3 cars, one, and then none of the cars stopped. He would stop, boom, the one car would go over. And then he went again a little bit, and then the other car went over. And then he jumped and did this flex thing and then went through the side wheel and I was like, wow. Like, he went through these cars. Amazing. If any of those cars would have hit him, that would have been it. He would have been Nutty the squirrel flat, right on the, he'd be Flatty the squirrel. Nutty the squirrel doesn't make it in my children's story thing. That's the opening one. It's very sad. It starts with a burial. So the first one is about burial. It's the children's story. The second one is, it's kind of about hope. But it's about travel too. The second one's pretty good too. I'm only on a few pages. None of them are very long pages. One of them is published on Fiction Press under Ash Cole. I gotta pick this up over here. Give me a break. There we go. We will be approaching some cows here pretty soon. And it is a lone cow. And it is probably a longhorn steed, I think is what they call it. A longhorn cow. It's actually not necessarily a longhorn cow, but I had run across a few of them the other day. This is just a standard cow. Almost like a dairy cow, maybe. Just for posterity, mostly. Okay, Yeah, we're doing a drop at the good old Gaylord, it looks like. That's what it's telling me here. So this is some type of burrito of some sort from Chipotle, and it'll be going to the famous Gaylord Texan, if you're familiar. If you're a family person, then you probably have come here for Christmas to look at ice sculptures, which is a lot of fun. There's the sign, Gaylord, Texas, and it is a lot of fun. But the problem, well, there's no problem. It's actually great. Let's just put it that way. I was gonna make a big, long, philosophical monologue about the Gaylord Texan. I decided to just say, hey, it's a real fun place to hang out. But I am dropping a burrito off. Look, they got a security gate right here. And then we got a stop sign. But you can see the side of it right here. I've done quite a bit on the Gaylord. They have one in Florida too. Shut up, R2. I know where I'm going. They have a room number and everything. I usually don't take the stairs on this one. It's a pretty big one. But you can see partial of where it says Gaylord Texan. That's the building. You probably can do the math and figure it out. Okay. There's some horses too. They're statue horses. Its overnight parking rates are anywhere between $42 to $22 plus tax right there. There's the actual horses. So when you go in, it's kind of Las Colinas looking kind of horse thing. This is actually in Grapevine, Texas. But it is a Gaylord Texan. And this one section of it over here is kind of business, conventions, things like that. And that's called the Convention Center right there. If you keep going straight, which is straight down this way, you're gonna have the whole Gaylord up this way right here. It's a massive site. It's very beautiful. Here's the map. And that's Grapevine Lake right there. Now, we're going straight down this way, and there it is. Well, not yet, but we're coming close. There's also resort parking too, so you can actually fly here and visit. They have concerts. Billy Idol actually played here. Billy Idol, White Wedding. That's part of it. Okay, so we're actually still on the convention kind of side. We're not at the main part of the Gaylord, are we? Certainly not. Yes, we are. Never mind, we are. Yeah, we are. I see. It's the angle that I was looking at. That's it. It's circular from the out. If you flew over it on it with a drone, it would be a circular kind of building. It's a massive thing. It's like a Disney kind of thing. They do have ice sculptures, but be careful, because when you're approaching, you're probably going to come across a duck right here. So they do have, and they're very serious about this. You can hear them. I heard one quacking, I think. Yeah, right way out there. There's one duck. So it's one duck crossing. You can see him. He's way over there, kind of going straight that way in that area. It's one duck. But that duck is famous because he has his own sign. Or if you're crossing, it's just for him only. That one duck in the pond. His friends come out every once in a while to take pictures of him, get autographs. And he's a lonely duck. And there's a stop sign here. So we're gonna take heed on our warning there, listen to the sign. And I'm pretty sure this is where the drop-off is gonna be, which is pretty much the Gaylord. We're pulling up, it gets more massive. What is it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's a tower over that way. I think there's another tower. I don't know how, I know that there's like, I used to know this. It's like 2,000 rooms or something like that. I wish I knew the exact. You can go to Wikipedia to find out. Or 1,000 rooms or something. Because if you split each room into 2 rooms, I don't know how many rooms. It turned out it was 2.4 miles away, so it was taking me a back way. But that was a funny duck, though. Anyway, thought we were going in. I don't know. It's taking me a different direction. So I guess it took me the back way and just pointed towards where the Gaylord is. If I can see it here, it's kind of zigzaggy. Okay. I don't know if I'm going all the way around or where I'm going, or if it's going to spin me all the way around to this thing. We'll find out in a minute. We're just going to follow this step by step and see what we do on this. I keep hearing this thing rattling. It sounds like a top for something. I think it's in there somewhere. Yep, it is. It's this thing right here. It's actually a cert right here. It's a cert. It's fine. Okay, we should be there in just a minute. It does this sometimes. It'll take you kind of like, whoops, there's a gate. I just got the message right there. Message just went through. So it's like, huh? And then you wait. I'm thinking it's probably what, right here. You got a meal right there in his mouth. Some kind of, I don't know, some kind of food or something. There he goes. It's like just my instinct is driving. Just kind of walks around. This is amazing. Oh wow, it was a moth. He actually got it and they found something better. Let it go. That's great. So that's the moth that he let go. He had this moth in his mouth. Which, I don't know, that moth will recover, or he'll come back and get him later. There's the moth. He just now had. Nope, he's not gonna get him now. They can recover pretty quick. Looks like he's got a bunch of straw in his mouth instead. Actually, came through right there. There he is. You gotta be careful. There's still a few out there. Nice. Now Amazon is part of the big tech. It's a big three. They got Amazon, Google, and of course Apple. Apple has all the cash right now. But I think PlayStation is probably gonna be one of the big techs. Maybe number 4. Yeah, it's the airport. I'm going to spin around, do a U-turn, head back. Yeah, so it's DFW if you were wondering. Oh, man. A little puddle right there. I don't know. It's some kind of water that was gathering right there. I have no idea. Probably, I don't know. Anyway, so we'll spin around here. This is where all the Uber drivers, ooh, they're not out today. It's 12:30, but it's about probably 90 degrees outside, and it's only going to get hotter. Like my grandma says, it only gets harder. Or anyone in Texas, it only gets, hotter. Especially the chicks, especially in the summertime, they start getting hotter. Not my grandma. I'm just talking about like women in general. They get hotter in the. Good morning, Texas or Vietnam. It's an inside joke. We'll talk about it later. Good morning, Vietnam. There we go. I don't remember the DJ's name. I did a whole segment on it one time. Don't remember anything. But I did get Ron Perlman mixed up with Ron Kovic on Born on the 4th of July. It's actually Ron Kovic, I think is his name. He was a hero that came back and was anti-war. Oliver Stone knows about it. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So this is basically, I'm going to spin around here, and I'm going to drop this other thing off, and it's real fun.